Greetings, I'm Michael Quinn Patton. Let's talk evaluation mixology. Mixology is the art and study of inventing, preparing, and serving cocktails or mixed drinks. This includes recipes for classic and modern cocktails. Evaluation mixology is the art and study of inventing, designing, and implementing evaluation designs that incorporate mixed theories, approaches, and methods. Mixing methods is already well known and well established in evaluation, but this video is going to focus on moving from mixing methods to mixing theories. The most common question I get in training workshops is not about specific theories, which I cover, but how to integrate, combine different theories. So we've learned a great deal about how to mix methods. That's become relatively well established and widely used. No numbers without stories, no stories without numbers, integrating qualitative and quantitative data. But mixing theories presents some different kinds of challenges. Most of the major books on evaluation theories, like the Stufflebeam and Korn book, the Evaluation Roots book by Alkin and Christie, review a large number of evaluation theories, but look at each one separately, what each one does, the basis for the prescriptions of each approach, but not how they might be combined. In Evaluation Roots, third edition by Alkin and Christie, they've moved from placing theorists on the leaves of the tree to distinguishing theories on the leaves of the trees, and yet they're still looking at each theory as a distinct approach. In reviewing that book, I suggested that we've come to a diverse evaluation forest of many different approaches, and what this video is going to do is look at what kind of combinations are possible within that diverse evaluation forest. So the question we're going to take on is, can evaluation theories be combined? If so, how? A good place to begin is with M&E. Monitoring, ongoing data collection routinely, and evaluation, more in-depth look at program effectiveness, is combined in organizations and programs as M&E. Likewise, many organizations are engaged in both evaluation for accountability and evaluation for learning. And although there can be tensions between these two different approaches, proving that one has been accountable, improving a program through learning, these are often combined as part of an overarching approach to evaluation. Utilization-focused evaluation has long been an overarching framework for integrating diverse methods and approaches, working with primary intended users to decide what the primary intended uses of an evaluation are, makes utilization-focused evaluation open to any methods and any theories in combination. I'm going to take you through an example of how that has led to integration of multiple theories in the example of the Global Alliance for the Future of Food. The Global Alliance is an alliance of philanthropic foundations working together with others to transform global food systems now and for future generations, making agriculture and food systems more equitable and sustainable. The M&E approach of the Global Alliance integrates several different approaches. For example, the overarching approach is utilization-focused evaluation, and that answers the question of what information and knowledge is needed for whom in order to do what. How can evaluation support the development, adaptation, learning, and action of the Global Alliance in order to foster its global impact? That led to doing developmental evaluation, looking at what was emerging, what innovations were occurring, which led them to use principles-focused evaluation, asking to what extent are the Global Alliance principles meaningful, adhered to, and having the desired results, which led to incorporating Blue Marble evaluation because the Global Alliance is seeking global impact to transform global food and agriculture systems. And so in combination with utilization-focused evaluation at the center, they've integrated developmental evaluation, principles-focused evaluation, blue marble evaluation, each of which brings a different lens and a different set of questions to the comprehensive M&E system. Likewise, one can begin with utilization-focused evaluation as the integrating alliance circle that leads to developmental, principles-focused, and blue marble forms of evaluation. Culturally responsive evaluation is becoming widely used both on its own merits but in combination with other approaches. For example, a great deal of work is going on integrating developmental evaluation and culturally responsive evaluation, where developmental evaluation captures pivoting in the pandemic, innovation, adaptation, but does so with sensitivity to cultural context. And so we get integration and combinations of developmental evaluation, culturally responsive evaluation, and in some cases, more additions of principles-focused developmental evaluation in a blue marble evaluation context, adding in mixed methods, learning-focused evaluation, and deliberative democratic evaluation, so that we're increasingly seeing eclectic, multi-purpose, multi-model evaluations that are serving multiple purposes in the same integrated evaluation. Let me turn now to a very different kind of integration, the integration of goal-based evaluation with goal-free evaluation. Goal-based evaluation looks at whether a program is attaining its intended outcomes, while goal-free evaluation looks at whether a program is meeting the real needs of participants and being especially attentive to unintended consequences, which can be difficult to pick up when you're only focused on goal attainment. And so in that combination of goal-based and goal-free evaluation, Michael Scriven's original idea was that both of these are important and that there would be at least two evaluators involved, one doing goal-based or goal-free. In bigger projects, two teams involved, one doing goal-based evaluation, the other doing goal-free evaluation, and those two sets of findings eventually brought together to provide a comprehensive picture of a program. Let me switch gears now and show how the evaluation theory tree can illustrate integration of different approaches. In the Alkin and Christie book, Evaluation Roots, they present in their third edition the evaluation theory tree with different approaches placed in priority on the use branch, the methods branch, or the valuing branch, and discuss each of these approaches distinctly. But we can also show how these can be combined. For example, from the use branch, let's say we take a learning-centered evaluation approach, and from the methods branch, theory-driven evaluation, and from the valuing branch, culturally responsive evaluation. These can be combined into a evaluation that is theory-driven, perhaps driven by learning theory, so it's learning-centered, and yet adapted to different cultural contexts, and bringing about change within those systems where the learning-focused evaluation is occurring. That gives a combination and a creative integration of approaches. Or empowerment evaluation from David Fetterman and colleagues. Empowerment evaluations on the use branch. From the method branch, we could take evaluation for improving social systems, and from the valuing branch, cost analyses, and integrate those so that it's an empowerment evaluation with a systems improvement focus, including cost data and cost analysis. Classic way of integrating approaches. Likewise, from the use branch, we could take Alkin's context-sensitive evaluation and Stufflebeam's context, input, process, and product evaluation, which expands context to include the issues of activities, processes, and products, but do so from a responsive evaluation perspective, where key stakeholders are interviewed to get their perspective on context, and then the evaluation is designed from a CIPP, context, input, process, product kind of framework. What I hope you're seeing is that the possibilities for integration are multiple and diverse. You could have, again, a learning-centered evaluation and a practical participatory evaluation collaboratively, and context-sensitive evaluation integrated all from the same branch of a theory tree. Or in the methods branch, theory-driven, quasi-experimental, and results-oriented evaluation combined. Or in the valuing branch, indigenous evaluation within a culturally responsive context, which is taking place, and done for deliberative democratic evaluation purposes and uses. So you can integrate approaches across the branches, or you can integrate approaches within the branches. Collaborative, participatory, and empowerment evaluations then can be used across any of the different other approaches, as utilization-focused evaluation is an umbrella approach. Social justice-oriented theories provide another entree where these can be incorporated within a utilization-focused evaluation framework, deliberative democratic evaluation, human rights evaluation, culturally responsive, LGBTQ plus youth participatory evaluations, indigenous, feminist, disability rights evaluation. All of these can take place within a utilization-focused evaluation, within mixed methods context, and in fact, the different social justice theories themselves can be combined in an inclusive and transformative approach to evaluation, as introduced in Donna Merton's work. And so what we're seeing here is that you can integrate both approaches that are generic and approaches that have quite a specific focus. One way to think about the relationship between generic evaluation approaches and theories is they incorporate specific issues, purposes, and theories. For example, let's say we begin with an overarching framework of utilization-focused evaluation. And within that overarching focus on intended use by intended users, we're dealing with decolonizing evaluation as a specific issue, of equitable evaluation as a specific purpose, and culturally responsive evaluation as a specific particular theory. So what we end up with is a generic overarching framework that includes utilization-focused evaluation, but a specific issue of decolonization, a specific purpose of increasing equity, and a specific theory of culturally responsive evaluation. Evaluation mixology, then, is quite possible, as I hope these examples have illustrated, but also increasingly important as evaluators are asked to incorporate multiple perspectives and multiple purposes in light of the changes in the world. The climate emergency, for example, has rendered the importance of all evaluators to be dealing with issues of sustainability. In the International Development Evaluation Association conference in Prague in 2019, the evaluation community adopted a mandate that includes sustainability as a universal criterion in evaluations, that all evaluations should include a focus on sustainability. The principle incorporated in the American Evaluation Association set of principles includes common good and equity, that evaluators should strive to contribute to the common good and advancement of an equitable and just society. The importance of social justice incorporation into evaluation that has intensified in part from the global uprising following the murder of George Floyd and related instances of visible and transparent police brutality and state brutality. And so all evaluations are now called upon to address equity. In a sense, then, social justice perspective on equity, an environmental activism perspective on sustainability, leads to environmental justice evaluation as a generic issue cutting across evaluations. And that leads us to the challenge of mixology. These developments in the larger world reverberate within evaluation and lead to both calls for systems transformation and evaluation of the extent to which systems transformation is occurring. In the vision of a more just, equitable, and sustainable world, we are going to have to integrate evaluation theories and methods in order to respond to these new challenges. And so I find myself being engaged in utilization-focused, process use-oriented, developmental, principles-focused blue marble evaluation in support of and guided by a theory of transformation. And that is evaluation mixology.